So today we're going to be doing a 15-minute or 10-15 minute stretch class. So there's no fancy moves involved, it's just basically getting into some of the main areas of the body that most people need stretching out. If you've got a TheraBand, you can use a TheraBand. Otherwise a towel will suffice, will be just fine if you've got just a towel and just have it out long ways. Alright, so we're going to start. Our feet hip distance apart, our arms are loosened by our side. We're just going to begin with a little bit of a stretch down the back of the body. So starting with the back of the neck, I want you to drop your chin into your chest, and then from here you're going to roll through the spine, one vertebra at a time, coming down as far as you can. When you get to the bottom, you can slightly bend your knees. Make sure you have an even weight distribution between the balls and heels of the feet. And you should be getting a stretch here through your hamstrings, maybe through your lower back. I want you to make sure that your arms and head are nice and loose. Just gently shake them if you need to. Just notice also how far from the mat you are. And hopefully with each stretch we can get a little bit closer. Then I want you to roll your spine back up. So again, stretching the spine out on the way up, coming up one vertebra at a time. With your head coming up last, we're going to do 2 more roll downs. Nod the chin into the chest and then roll through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Keep the arms and head loose the whole way down. Once again, when you get to the bottom, you can gently shake the arms and the head. You can also even give a bit of a wiggle or a sway through the hips. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings. And then roll yourself back up, one vertebra at a time, restacking each vertebra as you come back up to standing. We're going to do 1 more. Nod the chin in towards the chest. Roll down as if you're peeling your spine off a wall. Come down as far as you can. Feeling the stretch down the back of the body. Keep that even weight between the balls and heels of the feet. Good. Soften the knees and then roll yourself back up, one vertebra at a time, till you're back up to standing. We're going to come now to about 3/4 of the way back on your mat. And you're going to roll down like you just did. So nod the chin to the chest. Roll yourself down one vertebra at a time. Coming down as far as you can, feeling that stretch again from here. If you need to bend the knees more, you can. I want you to place your hands on the mat and you're just going to walk yourself out into a quadruped position, so onto your hands and knees. From here, we're coming into another spine stretch, so I want you to send your head and tailbone down towards the mat, and I want you to arch your back up towards the ceiling. Draw your belly in, press your sternum to the ceiling, and then come through the center, and you're going to come in the other direction now. Your head and tailbone are coming up to the ceiling. You're pressing your belly down to the mat. And we'll come through the center, come back into the opposite again, into your cat stretch, head and tailbone down, arch the back up to the ceiling, then come through the center, and other way, head and tailbone up, and then back through the center, and head and tailbone down. 1 more each way, back to the center, and head and tailbone up. Good, come through the center. We're going to lift your right arm to start. Without shifting the hips, I want you to send that arm underneath. And feel the rotation and the stretch in the spine. Then from here, you come back to that starting position, lifting the left arm now, thread it underneath, without shifting through the hips. Good, and back to the center. 1 more each side. Lift the right arm, thread it underneath your torso. Good, back to the center. And then last one now, left arm, lift it, thread it underneath. And then come back to the center. Good. So from here, coming up onto your knees, we're going to start bringing the right knee out, the right foot out in front. Just rest your hands on your knee, your right knee. And I want you to start by beginning to tilt your pelvis. So tuck your bum underneath, tilt your pelvis. It's almost like you want to look to the inside of your pelvis. And I want a little bit of a squeeze into your glutes. You should already from here feel a stretch down the front of your hips and into the front of your quads. So keep pressing those hips forward, keep slightly tilting that pelvis. Then from here, we're going to lean forward into that front foot and feel more of a stretch now in the hips and the quads. So we're going to hold that position there, hold that stretch through the front of the hips. Good. Keep tucking that bum underneath. Keep pressing your hips forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up to the center. We're going to change sides. So now your left foot is out in front. So again, firstly, we tuck the bum underneath. We put a little bit of a squeeze into the glutes. Tilt the pelvis so you can try and see the inside of your pelvis. Start to press the hips forward. Begin to feel that stretch already before we lean into that front foot. Then from here, we lean forward. Getting more of a stretch now into the quads, the front of the hips. Intensifying that stretch. And then we'll hold that there. Keep tucking your bum underneath. Keep pressing your hips forward. Hold that there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself back. Then from here, I want you to bring yourself over to lying on your back. And from here, take your band or your towel, whichever you're using, that's fine. We're going to start by placing the right foot in the band. You're going to bring your left leg down onto the mat. And then you're just going to pull that right leg towards you so that you feel the stretch here in your hamstring. So pull that leg towards you and keep that stretch through your hamstring. I also want you to gently press your left leg or your left calf, your left heel into the mat. So holding that stretch there. So you're pulling your right leg towards you, you're pressing your left leg away from you. Keep that stretch. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back up to the center. We're now going to bring the band so that the left hand has hold of the band. The right arm is going to come down onto the mat. This is going to balance you. Then we bring the leg across the body. So you want to feel a stretch here through the outside of the hip and possibly a little bit into the glutes, maybe even down the outside of the leg. So you're going to hold that here, get that stretch through the outside of the hips. Hold that position, holding that stretch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back up through the center. Now bring the band into the other hand. The left arm out onto the mat. We bring the leg out to the other side. So this is now stretching down your inner thigh through your adductor muscles. If you're particularly tight through the front of your other hip, so the front of your left hip, you may also feel a little bit of a stretch through the front of the left hip. So we're going to hold that stretch here, feel the inner thighs stretching out. Hold that there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back to the center. We're going to change sides now. So bringing your left foot into the band or the towel, whatever you're using. Bring your right leg down to the mat and start to pull your left leg towards you. So pulling that leg towards you, pressing your right calf, pressing your right heel into the mat. So we have a little bit of oppositional energy happening. Pull the left, press with the right, and stretch out your hamstrings. Keep holding that there. Getting that nice deep stretch down the back of the legs. Pressing away with the right, pulling the left towards you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg comes back to the center. This time we bring the left arm out onto the mat. The band comes into the right hand and we bring the leg across the body. So feeling the stretch here through the outside of the hips. You may even get it in your hamstrings. If you are tighter in your hamstrings, you might be feeling this more in the hamstrings than the hips. You can also play a little with the direction of the leg. Sometimes that will just slightly change where you're feeling the stretch. Hold that there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back through the center. Last one now, other side. Leg comes out to the side and we stretch out through the inside of the thigh. So your adductor muscles, inner thigh. And as I mentioned on the other side, you may also feel this through the front of your hip, the opposite hip, if you are particularly tight through there. So hold that stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back up to the center. Then from here, just place the band down to the side. Bring your feet onto the mat. We're going to come into a glute stretch now. Place your right ankle on your left knee. Now for some people, this will be enough of a stretch. You can hold this position here. If you're looking for more of a stretch from this position, you can lift your left leg, thread your arms through your legs, and then pull your left leg towards you. As you pull that leg towards you though, I want you to make sure that you're pulling your left knee towards your left shoulder. Feel that stretch in the glutes, maybe through the hips on the right side. You could also gently press your knee away from you with your right elbow. Hold that stretch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to change sides. So left ankle, on your right knee. You can hold that there if that's enough of a stretch. Otherwise, thread your arms through your legs and start to pull your right leg towards you. Now, as you pull the leg towards you, you're pulling the right knee towards the right shoulder. Holding that stretch there. Again with the left elbow if you want to press that knee away. That will slightly shift the stretch a little more into the hips. Hold that there. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring your feet back down to the mat. Then from here, you're going to roll yourself up. Bring yourself to a seated position. So you can have your legs crossed in front of you. You can have your legs out in front. It's entirely up to you. From here, Placing your opposite hand on your opposite knee, we're just going to rotate through the spine. So keeping the sit bones still on the mat, pressing into the mat, just rotating the spine, looking behind you. Coming back around to the center and then other side. So you want to lengthen at the same time up towards the ceiling, press your sit bones into the mat, rotate the spine, feel that nice stretch. Good, come back to the center, we'll just do one more each way. And then back through the center. And last one other way. Good, bring your legs out in front. You can have your legs straight, you can have your knees slightly bent if you need. Just with your hands by your side, just press your hands into the mat, walk the hands down towards the ankles, arch through your spine, draw your belly in, and then restack your spine back up nice and tall at the top. And again, walk the hands down the sides of the legs. Feel that stretch in your spine. And then coming back up to the center. From here, bring your feet together. Just a 10-second stretch again through the inside of the thighs. Press the knees down if you can. Good. Then from here, come onto your knees. Tuck your toes underneath. Slowly walk your hands in. And you're going to bring yourself back up to standing. So we're going to do a quad stretch. If you need a piece of wall, you can just bring yourself over to the wall and hold on. So right leg first. Try and have your knees in line with each other. And then just gently pull your heel, your right heel, towards your hamstring. You should feel a stretch through your quads here. Holding that there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll do the other side. Left leg, grab hold of the ankle, knees should be together or next to each other, and then just pulling that heel in towards your sit bones or towards your hamstring. Keep a little bit of a tuck of the pelvis. Try and press your hips forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the legs back down. Then from here, just 2 arm stretches. So bringing your right arm across your body, stretching out through the shoulder. Do a couple of circles in each direction with your wrist while you're here. And then other side, left arm comes across the body. Couple of circles in each direction with your wrist. Good. Last stretch now for the arms. Right hand comes down the inside of your shoulder blade. With your left hand, you're going to gently pull that elbow and feel the stretch through the triceps. Good. And then other side, left arm inside of the shoulder blades, stretching through the triceps as you pull that elbow. Send your fingertips further down your spine. Good. And then back up to the center. From here, just nod the chin to the chest, bring the head back through the center, bring the chin up to the ceiling, and back to the center. Rotate around, looking over your right shoulder, and back to the center, and over your left shoulder, and back to the center. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder, add in a little bit of a stretch here, and then back up to the center, left ear to left shoulder. Using the hand, gently pull the head, and then back up to the center. We're just going to do one roll down to finish, chin to chest, roll yourself down, one vertebra at a time, Hopefully this time you're able to get a little bit closer to the mat and then roll yourself back up, one vertebra at a time. Do 2 big shoulder rolls back and 2 big shoulder rolls forward. And there we go, guys. Stretch class. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed.